You gotta check this article out. OG Maco, one of the hottest rappers in the game right now, which is false because this guy's had maybe one hit record, but I digress, is voicing his concern with the state of rap music. The Atlanta rhymer chose to use Twitter, as he often does, as his sounding board to criticize today's rap music and discuss how Future is possibly destroying kids' lives with his druggy rhymes. You guessed it, Rhymer started off his commentary on rap with this tweet. Rap about drugs and call girls hoes and wear Supreme and Bape and you'll make it. He then referenced Future as one rapper who boasts about taking drugs openly on songs. I love Future, but I also understand Future has destroyed countless lives by making it cool to be a drug addict. 56 ands isn't cool, he wrote. You all fail to realize how slight the chances are that you will become anything worthwhile with the mindset that group weakness is strength. However, we must stress that Maco insists that he's a fan of Future's music and his rant wasn't a excuse me, personal attack on him. Only fuck niggas take valid points and screw it into hate. Future is one of my favorite artists of all time, regardless, he tweeted. The Double XL 2015 freshman class artist who is set to drop his debut album, Children of the Rage, later this year, also revealed that his song, You Guessed It, was cackily made to blow up. You guessed it was not luck. It wasn't an accident. I made the dumbest song I possibly could on a beat full of bass and knew it would blow. He continued. And it goes on about, his tweets and, et cetera, et cetera. And I'll leave the link in the description box if you guys want to read the whole article. But, first of all, I want to commend OG Maco for calling out one of his peers and addressing some of the things that, some of the negative things that are going on in today's hip hop music and some of the suggestive themes that could be, creatively used better or just taken out of hip hop altogether. But also, I think OG Maco is looking at this from a one set mindset. I think he's not looking at the overall picture. Now, one thing about Future, and if you guys are not familiar with who Future is, Future was a guy that made the Karate Chop song, and Lil Wayne hopped on it and, made those disrespectful remarks about Emmett Till. And Future, most of his songs, he does talk about the streets. He talks about, dealing drugs or taking drugs, etc., etc. And I do think that Future could talk more about the pitfalls of the street, which I've said that in countless of my videos when I talk about hip hop. I think a lot of the street / gangster artists, they'll somewhat come out here and glorify the street life or, talk about this happening or, taking this drug or selling this drug or moving this work, etc., etc. But they don't talk about the pitfalls. They don't talk about, fearing for your life. They don't talk about the cops on your ass. They don't talk about getting locked up and throwing away your life. They don't talk about selling poison to your community. So I've always felt like that was an issue when it comes to artists that talk about the streets or do quote unquote gangster music. I never was against gangster music because I feel like that is an element of American history that people like to brush under the rug. And I feel like as an artist, you should be able to express yourself the way you want to creatively. So let me put that out there. But when it comes to OG Maco, a lot of times, especially us as black people, we come out and we're quick to attack our own. Now, I think it's going a little far when he's saying that Future is destroying kids' lives because this is America. America glorifies the gangster lifestyle. See, it's cool when Al Capone and the mob and the mafia and the Godfather and all that and Scarface is out there portraying the street life and talking about drugs and some of these are real figures like Al Capone. Everybody know Al Capone was a big time gangster in Chicago. Okay, but That's cool. It's cool to glorify those guys and talk about all the money they would make and how they had, all this corruption going on in the city and the police department was on their side. And, it's cool glorifying that. That's cool. That's not destroying, the youth. That's not, putting a bad image on America as a whole. That's cool. But see, when we have rap artists that come out here and talk about the gangster lifestyle and they talk about what they did in the street or what they're currently doing, or they talk about uh you know certain things and certain code of conducts that are going on within the street. All of a sudden it's a crime. All of a sudden you get the finger wagging. You shouldn't be doing that, and you're killing black youth, and you're adding on to black on black crime. It's all the finger wagging. But see, nobody says nothing when America glorifies certain movies that have tons of violence in them, tons of suggestive things that are disrespecting women, especially black women. Nobody says nothing to, except a few of us, a lot of these political heads that come out here and disrespect the black community as a whole, but especially black women. Nobody says nothing about that. But I forgot, they're not black men. See, when you have black men that are coming out here making millions of dollars, generating income for themselves, and using the system that America has created for them, or the conditions that America has created for them, and using that to their benefit and making millions of dollars off it with their artistry, that becomes a problem. Now it's, oh well, you shouldn't be talking about that because you're affecting black youth, or you're promoting violence, or you're degrading women. See, so there's a different mindset and there's a different reaction when it comes to other people glorifying gangster lifestyle, the street perspective, crime, etc., opposed to when a hip hop artist comes out like a Future or NWA, or all these Mob Deep, all these guys that have came out here, and even some women, but these guys have came out here and talked about their previous life, talked about the street aspect, told their story. All of a sudden it becomes a problem. And I think us as blacks and us as hip hop fans, we have to be very careful about how we talk about, our hip hop artists. Okay, yes, we do have some things that need to be changed in hip hop. Yes, there are some things that could be done a lot better. But you got to realize that hip hop is being attacked, and they use black people as warriors to go out here and attack their own art form. And a lot of black people don't understand it. And that's why we have to be very careful about how we approach certain things that go on within hip hop. Because it's cool when we're attacking our own. It's cool when we're doing the finger wagging, and we're saying that, oh, hip hop needs to be banned, or these artists talking about their past life, or the gangster lifestyle, or the street perspective, or making they're dumbing hip hop down, or making idiot rap, etc. We have to be very careful about how we use our words, because you're playing into the same white supremacy that is being thrown upon hip hop. Now, I'm not saying hip hop is goody two shoes, and some of these artists shouldn't be talked to or reprimanded for some of the things that they're portraying in their music. But all art forms have things that are disrespectful to certain people, or that advertise violence, or things that shouldn't be done within the art form. But nobody attacks other art forms like they do hip hop. And I'm trying to get everybody to think about why hip hop is attacked so much, and why all the ills and everything that's going on in society is thrown back on hip hop. So these are things that we have to think about as black people here in this country, because it's easy to go out here and attack our own without looking at the global perspective, and looking at how things are taken a lot different, and different words to use when it comes to other different art forms that do the same exact thing and promote the same violence and the same disrespect as quote unquote hip hop does. But I'll leave the link in the description box. You guys let me know what you feel about OG Maco's comments. Like I said, I'm not saying the brother was wrong, but I'm saying he's looking at this from a one track mindset. And when it comes to things like this, we gotta look at the global picture. And that's what pisses me off about a lot of my black people out here, is that we'll come out here and we'll go against our own in a minute. So his master say go over there and attack that rapper for talking about that, or use that to say that's why black on black crime is going on. As soon as master sends us out to attack someone, we do it. We'll come out here, we disrespect each other. We talk down to each other. A lot of us can't just shut up, sit down, and put our differences to the side and come to a mutual agreement on things. We easily go out and attack our own, but we won't go out there and attack the system. We won't go out and ask questions about why these rappers are talking about this street life. Why did that rapper have to live that life? We're not asking why there are even drugs in these communities. Where are these kids getting these guns from? Those are the questions we should be asking instead of blaming the poets for everything they say. But let's think, people, before we speak. I'm out. You guys give me your feedback if you want. Peace.